Complete combustion gives CO2 and water, and it releases heat. Also we call delta H enthalpy change or exothermic reaction, or sometimes we call heat release minus Q. What we do is we burn fuel in oxygen or in air to get their chemical energy out, and you can basically spin an engine. So we don't have pure oxygen. What we have is air. Air has 80% of nitrogen and 20% of oxygen, right? So typically we write for oxygen. That's an easy way to write a complete combustion, right? Good example is C8H18. It's a liquid, even though you folks call it gas. So octane plus oxygen will give you CO2, water, and it will release the heat, the energy in the chemical bonding of the fuel. So it's a enthalpy change, delta H, is a negative one, or it's exiting heat, exothermic, right? So that's why we use fuel, right? In the case of oxygen is higher, it's going to give you CO2 and water, and all the heat is released. But there are situations it's going to be incomplete combustion. That happens when you have low oxygen or higher fuel amount, right? In this case, it makes CO, carbon monoxide, and the rest of the things, right? So the carbon monoxide is unique, and it's poisonous, and it has no odor, no smell, and it's also sometimes we call the silent killer, right? And that's the important thing about the carbon monoxide. It will go and bind to your hemoglobin, and it will basically utilize the hemoglobin, so cannot pass CO2, right? Now let's look at the nitrogen, because nitrogen is 80%, right? It will make a nitrogen monoxide. So carbon monoxide and the nitrogen monoxide and carbon solid, carbon black, can be formed because of the higher level of nitrogen or low level of oxygen or more fuel. So what's the trick? We have this catalyst, palladium included catalyst in the before the muffler, and it will transfer this oxygen to CO, making CO2. And nitrogen will become N2 gas. NO will become N2 gas. So the problem solved. Your catalyst will be slowly dying because of the carbon black and other stuff. So you have to change the catalyst later.